child of God, it's Jasmine and welcome back or welcome to my channel, Stay Classy by Jazzy, and welcome to the third and final episode of Honey for the Soul. Today's stories are just as good as the stories that I've been sharing on this haul of December. And if you're like, Jasmine, what in the world is Honey for the Souls? I have no clue what you're talking about. This is my first time on your channel, or I haven't been on your channel for a while. It's okay. Then you can check out the link in the description box or check out the video up here that I'll put right here in the card. It'll get you updated. Then you can catch up with the first and second episode, and then you'll be ready for this episode. But without further ado, let's dive into the last episode of Honey for the Soul. So the first story is showing love all for our UPS workers. Now this kind of goes with the Honey Habit Challenge from last week, where I talked about showing your appreciation for essential workers during this time. They've been working tirelessly, and UPS workers are just one of the many essential workers working overtime really hard, diligently. I kid you not, I've seen a UPS worker truck every single day, especially right now because it's the holidays. The story takes place in a neighborhood called Hosley, and this is located in Chesterfield County, Indiana. And a bunch of neighbors came together and did a super sweet thing for Anthony. But before I get into it, let me give you a little backstory. So Anthony is a very hard worker. In fact, he has been working really hard, especially during the summer with the pandemic, and just again, the holiday season is upon us. As I'm filming this right now, it's Christmas Eve. Because of that, he has been putting in the works. In the article, it talked about how he had delivered as much as 180 to 200 packages a day. My boy Anthony has been putting in the work, okay? And he's done that with a smile on his face and really being a bright, shining light to the residents of Hosley neighborhood. Now, the story was brought to the attention of news outlets due to a resident named Patty Friedman, who had recently moved to the neighborhood and was talking about how she was feeling really lonely because, you know, we weren't able to go and mingle with people, can't meet your neighbors, so you're in a house in quarantine in a new neighborhood that you've never been to before, not knowing anyone. And so she struggled with that. But she said that Anthony really was a bright part of her day and really made her excited to see him and really made her day better. So she talked to some people who lived around here, asking about Anthony and his impact on them. He too also had a bright, shining light impact on them. And so they were like, you know what, let's do something very sweet for him. Let us show our appreciation for him. So what they did was they got a bunch of different neighbors come together and they lined up across both sides of a street. They parked their cars, and as Anthony turned the corner, he slowly went down the street, probably in awe of like, what in the world is going on? Is this for me? And they held up signs, they rang bells, they cheered, they shouted, they clapped, and they just really celebrated Anthony for all the hard work he's done. And in fact, it talked about in the article how he got emotional about it and just was like, wow, people really appreciate the work I'm doing, because it often is a thankless job. So the fact that they took the time out of the day to just line up and celebrate him, and the picture to me was just the most touching part, because just seeing how many people showed up for him and just how excited they were to celebrate him just really touched me. And I'm just like, this is the epitome of the holiday season, you know, giving back to people who've given so much to you. And of course, in the spirit of Anthony, he, as a hard worker, he celebrated, became emotional, enjoyed every minute of it, and then he was like, okay, back to work. All I say all that is that it's really important to show your appreciation and your support for those who've been working really hard for you during this holiday season. So take some time to thank your neighborhood friendly UPS worker, and just really Melman and anybody who's just been really supporting you during this time. Because at the end of the day, appreciation and gratitude can go a very long way. Alright, story number 2. I'm taking you back to your childhood, okay? Wherever you are, go back, transport, do what you gotta do to go back to that time where you're in elementary school, and just remember how simple things were. I took it for granted. I literally took it for granted. My mom picked out my outfits for me until a certain age. She did my hair for me. She made lunches for my sister and I. And, you know, it was just a really great time that I wish I could go back to. I remember brain pop videos and having concession Fridays where I was able to get like a giant pickle for $1 and popcorn for $1. Great times. And epitome of that is snow days. However, I mean, I'm from the South, so I didn't get that many snow days, but I got some snow days, and I do remember them. I know if you're from the North, you're probably like, you're from the South, snow, that's like white dust. That's like powder sugar underground. But it still was something magical to me as a kid. And so this story revolves around the idea of a snow day. And this takes place more on the East Coast. So there was a bunch of snowstorms that kind of went through with the East Coast recently, and West Virginia was one of the states that experienced the snow day. The superintendent wrote a letter saying, you know what, this year has been difficult for all of us. Let's take a snow day, build a snowman. So the superintendent basically encouraged students, families, and teachers to get off remote learning for a day and go enjoy the snow, make some memories, and spread some joy. And I will read the letter for you real quick. Here's the letter. It says, for generations, families have greeted the first snow day of the year with joy. It is a time of renewed wonder at all the beautiful things that each season holds. A reminder of how fleeting a childhood can be. An opportunity to make some memories with your family that you hold on to for life. For all of these reasons and many more, Jefferson County schools will be completely closed for tomorrow, December 16th, in honor of the first snow day of the year. Closed for students, closed for virtual, closed for staff. It has been a year of seemingly endless loss and the stress of trying to make up for that loss. For just a moment, we can all let go of all the worry of making up for the many things we miss, making sure this is one thing our kids won't lose this year. So please enjoy a day of sledding and hot chocolate and cozy fires. Take pictures of your kids in snow hats that they will outgrow by next year, and read books that you have wanted to lose yourself in but haven't had the time. We will return to the serious and urgent business of growing up on Thursday, but for tomorrow, go build a snowman. I just thought that letter was so cool because, the superintendent was like, ditch school, it's okay, go have some fun. And then we absolutely need that during this time. Like I said, I sound like a broken record, and I know you've heard many people talk about it, but this year has been a lot, and it's important for us to find moments of rest and moments to have fun and find joy in the midst of trials that we are enduring and have endured. So this is my way of encouraging you to take a moment to do something for yourself and to really find a pocket of joy in your day, in your week, as we wrap up 2020, to really just realize that the good can still exist amongst the bad, and that you can always find a positive light amongst the darkness. So let me know down below in the comments, what was your favorite thing to do on a snow day? Alright, before I go, if you've been watching this series, you know I gotta end with some scripture. So I'm going to do a full circle moment and refer to the scripture that is the basis for this series, Honey for the Soul. And this is Proverbs chapter 16, verse 24, which says that kind words are like honey. They cheer you up and they make you feel strong. I am incredibly grateful for all of you who have taken the time to watch and listen to the series, either by the podcast or by the YouTube channel or by IGTV on Instagram. And I pray that this series really just showed you the power of kind words and positive news stories, and how there is still good that exists in the world, even though it's a fallen and uneven world. And because, like I said in the beginning, God is still in control, He is still on the throne, and He is still and will always be good. And because of that, we can have confidence that good can exist and outweigh the bad in this world. So that is my scripture for you to take the time as we end this year. How crazy to think that we made it this far. Like I said earlier, find a pocket of joy that you can have as we wrap up this year, and also take a moment to thank somebody who has really helped you get through this year as well. This series has been fun to make, and I hope you enjoyed it. And that's all I have for you. I do have another video planned for my channel. It may or may not go up, so if it doesn't go up, I will see you in 2021. Thanks for rocking with me, but if it does go up, I'll see you in that video. Thanks so much, and don't forget to stay classy, classy crew, which means cherish life and simply surprise yourself. Happy New Year's!